Hi there everyone, so today I'm going to be doing a book review for you lot. I haven't actually done a proper book review, what I would call, in quite a while because I've been reviewing mangas and things, but I wouldn't class as a proper prose book, so it's nice to be able to review a prose book. As you can see by the title, today I'm going to be reviewing Skulduggery Pleasant, Playing with Fire by Derek Landy. This is the second book in the Skulduggery Pleasant series. Obviously I really wanted to read this because I absolutely loved the first book, I thought it was an incredible read. So I just wanted to get onto this straight away and read it. Now, I know it might seem quite funny because I did actually read the first one last year, but I've never actually had time to get around to this one, so I was so glad that this weekend I did have time. So just to sum up what I thought about this before I start going into more detail about everything, I thought it was a nice, easy read, but I don't think it blew me away, or maybe shocked me. I found the first one a bit better, and they were all discovering everything and everything. I just found that a bit better, a bit more enjoyable to read. But nevertheless, this was a great read, so, I definitely recommend it. So, this is the back of the book. I'm just going to read out what it says at the top here, and then you can find a bit of information about it. Meet Skulduggery Pleasant, detective, magician, warrior, and, oh yes, dead. Vengeance, dusk, sanguine. Three of the deadliest killers alive are in town to resurrect an unstoppable creature of horrifying power, and only Skulduggery and Valkyrie can stand in their way. So obviously, I really did want to read that. Like I said, I wanted to get into this book as soon as I could, so it was great to have time to read it. So now, as I always do in my reviews, let's talk about specific things. I'm going to be obviously talking about the characters, plot, writing and enjoyment, and then I will give an overall rating as I usually do. So just to remind you, all these ratings are for Skulduggery Pleasant, Playing with Fire by Derek Landy. So characters, I'm giving a 4.5 out of 5. Really, really great characters. I really do like the characters in this book. I'd have to say I especially loved Valkyrie and Skulduggery Pleasant. Valkyrie Kane is also known as Stephanie as well, but her actual name that she's given mainly in this book is Valkyrie Kane. In Skulduggery Pleasant they have all these really, really complicated things to do with the names and how the name changes depending on who they're with. I just find the characters so secretive and interesting to read about. Very exciting characters. Skulduggery has dark secrets and is an amazing detective, and Valkyrie is so different to a regular 12-year-old girl that it's so great to read about. So they're great to develop with throughout the book. Now let's talk about the plot, and I'm going to give the plot a 4 out of 5. That is quite a good rating. I did like it, but I didn't love it. It is not as good as the first book, though I have to say it was an exciting read throughout anyway. Very intriguing with lots of great battles, which I loved reading about. I thought that was very, very good. Definitely action-packed, and it moves very fast as well. But the first one blew me away a bit more, and this didn't have that spark I was looking for. Some people may wonder, what is this spark you're looking for? Now let me explain. This spark is something that really does blow me away, that's something extra special, and that really exceeds my expectations, and usually, it's hard to find that spark, but this book in the plot section did not have that, so I'm being quite honest, but that's just what I think. And now the writing. I'm going to give the writing a 4.5 out of 5. I really like the style because it's so easy and quick to read, and I do love styles that are like that. Now, I know that some may say that it's not technically brilliant or perfect or anything, and I do understand where they're coming from. It's definitely not as advanced as some of the other reads I have on my shelf behind me. However, I do have to say that the writing style is very enjoyable to read, and I do rate quite a lot on enjoyment. The simplicity does work really well, and I just really like that about it. Though there were some very, very minor, very, very small errors in there, because, there was just a few typing errors that I saw, and they were quite obvious to me as a reader, so that's why I'm not giving this section full marks. And then finally, enjoyment, I'm going to give a 4 out of 5. I wanted more spark, like I mentioned earlier in the plot section, but it was a really easy, lovely read nevertheless. And I read it really, really fast as well. I read this in 2 days, so that must be really good. That obviously means something's good. But overall, not as good as the first. And talking about overall rating, I'm going to give this a 4.3 out of 5. That is just a mean average of all the scores that I have selected. I would definitely recommend this if you like the first one or want sort of a dark children's fantasy read. It's definitely a great read, and there's lots of magic in there. There's also epic characters, which I think everyone loves. Characters in books are definitely one of the most important aspects for me. So that's actually everything in this review. I think it's quite a quick review. I'm not entirely sure. It feels very quick when I'm filming. It might just be because I'm speaking fast, so I'm not entirely sure. But I hope you all enjoyed. Don't forget to comment, rate, share and subscribe, and I'll see you all again later.